Hello and welcome to this edition of Eat Right with Rouses. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it as we welcome in our favorite dietitian, April Sins. Hello, April.
Hello, Keith. How are you?
I am very, very well. Thank you. I got to tell you, I am excited to roll into spring with spring rolls. This is one of my favorite things. Spring rolls are so good and so healthy. I'm so very glad that we're doing that today.
Me too, Keith. Thank you so much. Today we are making some spring rolls because we are getting in the spring. And What better way than to bring in some beautiful flavors of the spring? And so we're going to make spring rolls. Now, if you're not sure about what is a spring roll, I'm going to show you exactly what it is. And a lot of people might think, hey, that sounds kind of complicated. It's actually really easy. So you can go to the Asian inspired aisle at Rouses, and you can find some little spring roll wrappers. Now, what this is it's like a rice paper. It's made from rice and tapioca flour. And actually, one of these is only about 30 calories. So it's a very nice way to wrap your ingredients. But it looks like this. It's kind of an odd looking thing. So it kind of has like a little bit of a wafer appearance. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a plate with some water. Just a little plate with a little water. It could be warm water if you wanted to, or it could just be room temperature water. You're going to soak this little wrapper in there until it softens up. You're going to see some little X's basically inside of here. And once those X's sort of go away and become clear, then it's ready for you to wrap it. Now, while that's soaking, because it doesn't take a long time, but while it's soaking, I'm going to show you some things that you can put inside of the spring roll wrapper. And one of the things is protein. So you could put some Rouses shrimp. So Louisiana I love the Rouses shrimp. Yeah, those are perfect to add to this. And what you're going to do, there's a little trick to this. So when you're making a spring roll, it's very tempting to kind of load up a lot of things in it. And the trick is to just put a little bit of each thing. So it's fun to have a little variety. And with that variety, I have some great different produce items that you can add. And one even comes from the frozen section. These are the little edamame. They're soybeans. Yeah, so that's another way that you can add some protein to this. And then another thing you can add is some green leaf lettuce right here on the left. You can add some strips of cucumber. This is a little mango. I tell you, if you add a little bit of mango to this, it is so good. And these are the honey gold mangoes. They're different type of mangoes, and Rouses has them all. You can also add some little carrot strips and also basil leaves as well. And don't forget about, some people like to add a little bit of noodles in there. So there's also some rice noodles in that same section at Rouses that you can find, and they only take about 3 to 5 minutes to make. And you can really make, a nice little spring roll. Now, my spring roll wrapper is pretty much ready to roll. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of some wax paper or some parchment paper, and I'm going to set this watered bowl aside. And you can see it kind of looks it's really delicate right here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our ingredients. And like I said before, put a little bit of each thing, and that's really going to be the trick to making this work. So I'm going to add 2 or 3 shrimp. And so you want to make the rolls kind of small. I'm going to put a strip of the cucumber, a little bit of carrot. I'm going to add a little bit of my mango in there. And then if you want to add a little bit of the noodles, you can too. Sometimes they stick together. That's okay. But I think this would be really fun for a family activity as well, because then you could sort of line things up and let everybody make their own spring roll. Now, when it comes to wrapping the spring roll, you're going to wrap it like a present. You're going to wrap one side over, and you're going to wrap the other side over. And then you're going to take one side of it and just start to roll it. And it's kind of delicate, so you want to be kind of careful. And then once it starts to dry a little bit, it has that little bit of water on it. Once it starts to dry, it just makes this really nice roll. And you can see right here, it kind of gets a little bit of a waxy appearance on the top. And you could put some little dips with it. You could put either a little duck sauce or a little bit of light soy sauce or something like that. to dip right into there. So it's a really fun way to do something different. but also you're getting some veggies, some produce, some lean protein, and it's a really nice snack to be able to have with you.
Wow, very cool. And I love how simple it is. Like you make it, again, you tell me I got to make a spring roll and I'm going to look at you like I don't know what I'm doing. But I love the fact that wrap is just so very easy, till it becomes real pliable in the water. And then again, it's delicate, but you show how easy that is just to put in the water to be able to do that. And then you've got so many options, right? You had a shrimp option, but you could do chicken, or you could do pork, or you could do steak. You could do any of a number of things. And with that, the little bit of ingredients that you use for each of those, it makes it so much easier. You can make lots of different varieties.
You absolutely could. You can definitely change it up. You can add different fruits, different vegetables inside of there as well. And what makes it really stand out and really fun to eat is whenever you put some color in there. So even if you want to get some different colored peppers, the key is you want to cut things in strips. You see how I have things kind of cut in long strips?
Right.
And that's going to be the key to doing this, because then it keeps it linear with that roll, and it makes it super easy to roll it, and then you have a nice, colorful, delicious roll.
And I love the fact that you wrap it like a present for beautiful presentation of your spring roll.
Absolutely.
So makes it really nice. April, we appreciate that very, very much. Beautiful spring rolls.
Thank you so much, Keith.
You got it. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular edition of Eat Right with Rouses, but don't go anywhere. A whole lot more local programming right here on HTV.